mother's from Celtic and my father's from Holy Cross, which are both located along the Yukon River. This fall, I'm going to be a senior at Lathrop High School, but afterwards, I plan to go to college to become an American Sign Language teacher. We are now in the Tanana Valley, the heart of the Athabascan Indian country. Today, we'll be sharing with you how the Athabascans skillfully survived in this environment for over 10,000 years, and how they adapted to village life and Western culture in the past century. We will have 3 short stops on the tour of the village, so please be sure to stay with us because there is one other group here and we want to give you a chance to see everything. At the end of the tour, you'll have 20 to 30 minutes to roam around on your own, ask questions, and take any pictures you may have missed. Thank you, Delana.
So, around us here you can see examples of some of the largest game animals that are found in Alaska. On the far end is the hide of a bear. In the middle is the moose, and then closest to me is a caribou. But I'm sure everybody has noticed Bruce over here on our left. He's our life-size example of a full-grown bull moose, and he was taken north of us in the White Mountains. Now, he has a trophy-sized 73.5-inch rack. Unlike the caribou, moose are solitary animals, so in order to hunt them, the Athabascans had to be skilled at calling a moose. One way to do this was to take a shoulder blade from a previous kill and scrape it up and down a tree like Delana will demonstrate. As you can see, she is a very skilled hunter. Mole moose are very territorial, so this sound would bring another one into the area to investigate who's on his turf. There is a second way to call a moose, and it's verbally. Hunters would use a birch bark megaphone in order to amplify the bull moose's mating call, which is a deep, guttural grunting sound that the hunters would imitate. And I've been practicing. So would you folks like a demonstration today? Okay. Here, moosey, moosey, moosey. Hopefully, one of these 2 calls would bring a moose into the area. Then, the hunter would take a bone-tipped spear and provoke the moose to charge. Then, plant it at a steep angle and quickly kneel below. When the moose would rear up to stomp on the hunter, he'd be forced to impale himself. And then all Delana would have to do then is quickly and skillfully roll out from underneath the heavy-falling animal. The moose was a very important resource for the Athabascans. They were very useful for clothing, lashings, and shelters. And once the moose was brought into the village, the women would begin the tanning process. She'd start by taking sharpened shin bones from a moose and a caribou and shaving off all the flesh and hair. That would leave her with this stiff material called rawhide. Rawhide is very useful, especially when cut into thin strips called babiche. Babiche could be used as an all-purpose rope or lashing to tie together structures or web together snowshoes. But I'm sure you can tell that this material is much too stiff to be made into clothing. So the next step in the tanning process is to soak this in a solution of fermented moose brains and water. Now that milky fluid has acidic enzymes that break down the tough fibers in the rawhide. Then she'd use this tool to scrape the rawhide, and this is called clavas. It's much like an ulu, except it has a serrated edge. After several days or even weeks of soaking, wringing, and scraping, she'd finally be left with a soft piece of material like this. Now, to preserve all that hard work, she'd stretch this hide and smoke it over a campfire. So you can always tell a true native tan hide by the rich, smoky smell and the varying brown to tan color. Now, these garments that I'm going to share with you today are both museum quality and were made using the traditional process that I just explained. Right here, I'm hanging up a chief's coat, and on my left, I've hung up a maiden's dress. Athabascans became in contact with Westerners in the late 1800s, and it was then that they began trading their furs for things like the glass seed beads you see here. After that, we quickly became known for intricate and beautiful beadwork designs, and these floral designs have symbolic meaning. On the maiden's dress, flowers would be sewn on to represent ones that were abundant in her home village. Here we have the bluebell and the Alaska state flower, the forget-me-not. The flowers on the chief's coat have a different meaning. They'd be sewn on to represent animal tracks, and a wife would sew these on her husband's coat in hopes of bringing him good luck on his trap line. The buttons on the chief's coat are made from cross-sections of the moose antler, and the buttons on the maiden's dress are made from cross-sections of the caribou antler, but they're both trimmed in beaver fur. Now, these garments here are ceremonial. They would not be worn every day. An everyday garment is called a kuspuk, or bestahalan, and those are the tops that Delanna and I are wearing. Traditionally, in the old days, they'd be made out of a thin moose or caribou hide, but lately we've just kind of stuck with cotton. Now, kuspuk loosely translates into summer parka or working parka. But speaking of parkas, I think you're really going to like this one. Delanna is modeling an Athabascan Yukon-style woman's winter parka, and it is all traditional, except for the big zipper going down the front. That's just there so we can take it on and off easily on hot summer days. Traditionally, they're sewn shut and pullover style. The main body is muskrat. It's trimmed in river otter and beaver fur, but the black and white designs are calfskin. Now she's going to show us the ruff. This is called a sunshine ruff. The outer part is timber wolf, and then closest to her pretty face is wolverine. Wolverine is always sewn closest to the face because it has a natural oil that helps protect against frostbite. Thank you, Delanna. If you didn't get the picture you wanted, don't worry. There will be girls modeling the parka for you during free time. Now, parka is about 27 years old and it prays for $18,000. But it's priceless to us, so we ask that when you come take pictures, you please don't try to touch. We'd like to preserve it for a long time. At our next stop, we're going to learn how these cabins were built, why there's grass on the roofs, and we'll show you some of the smaller parts that went into making the parka.